peacemaker.
Yeah, no, we've got Prince William out in the Middle East. He's on a tour of Israel and the occupied Palestinian territories. He's the first royal to visit that part of the world, and I think he's done a brilliant job in terms of being there and, trying to get all the parties to come together, because at the end of the day, he's not there as a political representative, because the royal family do not play a political role. But I think his visit there, is very important to help bring the two parties together, because I think in the long term, we need to find a two-state solution, because that's the only way forward. And I think the other side issue on that, he also went to Jordan, and he went to the place where Kate had visited when she was 4 years old. But I think the significance on that, it's having him there and wanting to see the parties come together to find a solution. I think the president of Israel had given the message for President Abbas to share, to bring the people together. But I think from what I've seen so far, he's done a great job.
Future king in the middle.
I think this is royal hype. The idea that he's a peacemaker, he's going to bring the sides together, that's just hype by the palace.
It's also the Daily Express, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's great he's been there, but I don't think he's actually going to advance.
But he's not there as the point I made, he's not there as a political peacemaker between the two, but I think the first royal to go there, and it's symbolically one side you're visiting Israel, the other side the Palestinian occupied territories, and you're trying to get people to speak together, work together to find commonality.
Yes, it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's got to be positive, sure.
Yeah. Is this the thin end of a very dark wedge?
Sure. Well, can I first of all, before I say anything, can I just pay a huge tribute to Peter, because the campaign you led on equal love, at the very outset, when you saw the anomaly after 2003 legislation on civil partnerships, I thought that was one of the brilliant legislations came through by the Blair government. I think there was an anomaly, which I think on equality, and you led it from the very outset. So I pay tribute to you and the work that you have done on this. It's about equality. Will it undermine the institution of marriage? I think what this does is gives people choice. Those who want to have marriage, those who want to go down the religious route, they can do that. But at the same time, it's about equality. And the other point, I think, we looked at earlier is, why do these couple want to go and address this anomaly? I think sometimes it comes down to principle.
Yeah.
It's about unfair. The system's unfair. You might not want it yourself, but you think, it's unfairness on a point of principle. This is not right, and they did it. So there's a host of number of reasons. But I would still say those who want to have marriage, they should be able to have that. Those who want to go down for a civil partnership should be able to have that choice. And I think this is, I very much welcome the decision that's come through.
Happening.
But, it is. I was at my school yesterday, Rehman Grammar School. It's their lower school presentation, and they've got a brilliant head teacher, Simon Decker, who's retiring after nearly 20 years, rated outstanding. And he said, look, take the ties off. There's common sense approach. And at the same time, I do think, if you are in the frontline services, the police, or the other emergency service, or the fire services, then you have to understand that do a certain job, and then you have certain uniforms to go with it. But in other places, I think...
What about the House of Commons?
Well, people don't have to wear a tie. That was before we came into the position of the weather. I think the Speaker made a decision that, if members of Parliament don't want to wear a tie, they want to speak, they could do that, although I think most do, but it wasn't linked to weather. But I would say I take a flexible approach. If you have a certain decorum, but you have a flexibility with it, I'm not too fussed with it.
We're not
That's the kind of flexible approach I take. When it comes to weather, you have to have the flexibility.
We have a very strict dress code here in the studio, of course, and there's one man who just keeps breaking the dress code. Our head cameraman has brought his legs out today. Let's have a look. There he is. And does the standard of your work improve now that you're cool?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, when you've got knees this good, you don't want to
Gotta get him out.
you don't want to hide them away.
It's lovely.
Well, that's unfair. Peter with his legs, the cameraman with his. I do the marathon, I should be able to wear my shorts, and then we can have the competition,
It's extraordinary at that one school where the rules said that the boys couldn't come in wearing shorts, so they came in wearing skirts, because obviously that was a sort of anomaly there.
What I don't understand about schools in particular, like you say, keeping up standards, etc., but surely you can have a summer uniform for boys that are lightweight shorts or lightweight trousers and a lightweight top. I don't see why you have to let standards drop just because the heat goes up.
The question then may come about the cost of having separate uniforms at different parts of the year for some children. I don't know, and you don't want to be in that position where some have it, some don't. But I get your point. There needs to be that flexibility.
But they do it in primary, but